literal ethnic. So who is Israel exactly? A literal ethnic group, according to your according to your theological perspective, you believe that like Israel, that this group of people is a literal ethnic group, and you're a part of that ethnic group.
Correct.
Okay, so I have some friends in Los Angeles. They're Black Hebrew Israelites,
yeah.
And they would say the exact same thing, but the total opposite of you. They would say, "Well, we're real Israelites, and you're an Edomite."
I'm aware of that.
And they would. Basically, they say the same things that you say, just from an opposite perspective, right? They say, well, Jesus came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and
I understand
things like that.
But what about the migrations and the millions of Israelites into Europe?
Do you think that the Israelites were white?
Well, yeah, of course they were.
You think the Israelites were white?
Adam, they're from Adam. Adam means white.
How do you know that they're white?
Can I look at their descendants today?
Yeah, but hold on. Everyone's a descendant of Adam and Eve.
Are they?
I believe so.
You know, you would think, well, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kahak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone over the world. Salutations to you. I came out there pushing this truth with sincerity and fearlessness. Back to another lesson through the Spirit, all right? You would think with this being the age of information that, you know, reading the Bible would be good enough evidence to show you who is what and what is who and all that. But of course, pride, and that's what we're gonna go through to in Obadiah right here, because they have no smarts. They're so fucked up that they've lied to themselves. You know, with them rewriting history and all that stuff, man. They lied to themselves till today in 2025 or 2026, Salakia. Time moving back fast. That these Edomites still believe that Adam and Eve was Edomites and all this crazy shit, man. But Obadiah chapter 1, which is only one chapter, verses 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And that goes into the lack of knowing what the fuck, where they come from, the lack of knowing the truth. And, you know, their pride deceiving. They don't know. There's no real understanding and wisdom. The Lord took the wisdom and understanding out of them. Verse 9, and thy mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. And that's coming. You know, that right there is on the way, because, you know, we're dealing with Edom and the elite who feel highly that they are going to continue on in their agendas and stuff like that. And Edom doesn't, you know, the actual Edomites don't want to be Edomites because they know there's judgment coming. They want to switcheroo. And we have scripture to prove that, we all come from Adam. But there are special people that the Lord set apart. And this is in the book that they took out. So people don't have really a full understanding on what's really going on. 6, start with 53 to 7. KJV. Here it is, I believe. All right. 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 54. All right. And after these also whom thou hast, matter of fact, can we get 3? 53, I want to get that whole thing. Just get the whole chapter, man. Chapter 6, man. Let's go to chapter 6. Go to 50. But yeah, we all come from Adam, you know. But the Lord had made, he set apart to his chosen people, which is the blacks, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. All right. All right. So we got, look, yeah. Second Esdras chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. So yeah, we all come from Adam, every person. Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So that's a possession, that's a distinction. At this, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. So the Lord made a chosen, set apart people that the Lord made this world for. All right. As for the other people, see, there's differences. All right. So, you know, this stuff is in the scriptures, man. Get your apocrypha and learn. And if you don't want to learn or you don't learn, hey, prepare for that destruction, which also come of Adam. Thou hast said that they are nothing, all right, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel, all right. So ultimately, you know, the Lord put a difference between these people, man.
And this is what I caution women.
You know, a lot of these cats, Edomites, telling lies and thinking that they the chosen people. Nah, it ain't that. We finna go into war.
So who is it?
We got stuff going on this war side. Trump just did some crazy, some other stuff.
The Venezuelan people are celebrating the kidnapping of Maduro and the bombing of their country. Except they're not. The people who you're seeing celebrating are in Miami. They're not in Venezuela. As I said in this comment, there's only two types of Venezuelans that are celebrating right now. The old white elite that benefited from the looting of their country by American corporations because they were basically the house.
So right now, Trump is using the media because he went and struck where Israelites are. All right, which is, you know, what they do with bombs and stuff like that, and captive, I think, a leader, and they propagandize saying that he was a hero, and the people over there are celebrating. So Edom is lying more and more. I mean, this is what he's breaking down, and this is, you know, finna get into World War III, and this is what's going on that people are not really talking about. Hold on. Boop. Hold on.
Who are facing the economic hardships created by almost the...
Run it back.
The Venezuelan people are celebrating the kidnapping of Maduro and the bombing of their country. Except they're not. The people who you're seeing celebrating are in Miami. They're not in Venezuela. As I said in this comment, there's only two types of Venezuelans that are celebrating right now. The old white elite that benefited from the looting of their country by American corporations because they were basically the house slaves. And two, extremely confused poor Venezuelans who are facing the economic hardships created by almost the 1,000 sanctions that the U.S. has imposed on Venezuela, and who have been duped by the opposition media into blaming the government and not the United States. In either case, let me show you what the media is not going to show you, which is how Venezuelans are actually reacting to the kidnapping of their president. So that's how the actual people in Venezuela are feeling right now. This is why it's so stupid when creators come on here and talk about, you have to listen to Venezuelan. Well, what fucking Venezuelan are you talking about? Are you talking about the fucking gusanos, the people that want their homeland to be looted, that are in Miami, that are in the United States? Or are you talking about the real Venezuelans, hundreds of thousands of which are in the streets trying to get their president back and affirming
that the revolution keeps going irrespective of what happens. So what Venezuelans are you actually talking about? The 4 fucking cats that are in Doral celebrating, or the hundreds of thousands, if not even millions, who are in the streets all across Venezuela protesting this illegal and criminal kidnapping of their president and bombing of their country? The Venezuelan people are celebrating the kidnapping.
We got nuclear weapons missing on Earth. Man, there's some shit going on, man.
People are officially tired of niggas.
This is very serious. Trump supporters are.
My black girlfriend just had
Trying to figure out. There was something I had going on, man. Broke down. Okay, there it is. This is the explanation. Venezuela explanation. What's really going on?
What would you assume is the most
And
major
they put it in your movies.
stage? Anybody, just call it out. You don't have to raise your hand.
definitely.
Were you? What would you assume is the most major threat on the world stage? Anybody, just call it out. You don't have to raise your hand.
Definitely Russia.
Definitely Russia. That's confident. I like it. Who says Russia? Anybody agree with her? Hands? Okay, great. Who else? China. Stop yelling at me, but China. Good answer. Anybody? Who else? China?
North Korea?
North Korea. Any North Korea takers? And Venezuela? Anybody? No? Oh, yeah. One guy in the back. A little worried about Venezuela. Everybody's cool with Venezuela? No threat? Okay. Let me ask you this. Which one of these places can claim to have the largest oil deposit on the planet? More than Saudi? More than Iran? Wow. Okay, what about things like gold? More than all.
See, Babylon know what they doing, man. They're stealing like they always done. All right? They're taking like they always done. They're robbing like they always done. Mercenaries like they always done. Now check it out.
Mines in Africa combined? The fact is that Venezuela is arguably the single greatest resource of oil and minerals on the planet. So, why is this country in the midst of one of the greatest humanitarian crises in modern history? Let's meet President Nicolas Reyes. After rising to power on a wave of nationalist pride, in a mere 6 years, this guy has crippled the national economy by half. He has raised the poverty rate by almost 400%. Luckily for the rest of us, he's up for re-election. So, who's running against him? This is Gloria Benalde. Now, Gloria is a history professor turned activist. She's running against him on a social justice platform and on the strength of, in my humble opinion, just not being an asshole. Analyst predictions, as of today, have the chances of Venezuela's total economic collapse at 87%. On the news, they'll call it a crisis. But on the world stage, they'll call it a failed state. If you've never heard that term, other examples of a failed state in recent history are Yemen, Iraq, and Syria. And if that's not bad enough news for you, well, Venezuela is also the only one of these places within 30-minute range from the U.S. of next-gen nuclear missiles. You will not hear about any of this on the news because the biggest players on the world stage do not want you to. To them, unstable governments are nothing more than the greatest of opportunities. So, Russia, China, can never be the most major threat until countries like Venezuela leave the door open to our very own backyard.
And there you have it, all right? The reality of what's going on, all right? Precept for you. Let's go to Micah 2. Because, and we're going to go back to that Obadiah, because that Obadiah speaks on how Esau runs things and how he does things. And how he always, it's just the same thing, how they do it. The Lord has made them this way. Let's go to Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. That's what they did. Because that's what that is. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is the power of their hand in their hand. They crippled the Venezuelan economy. They've done, like, over the years, we've been seeing what the hell has happened, what they've done to strategize to get that oil or whatever minerals. They crippled the economy over there. All right. Then they push their migrants out of the prisons or whatever did that. And then they're doing this shit. Now that's a whole lot of stuff, step by step that was planned. Woe to them that devises iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And that's what they've always done. All right. So and then what did Trump say? We're going to occupy Venezuela from now on. All right. They run in Venezuela from now on. That's how that goes. That's how America's doing it.
So who is
they're
Israel
running
exactly?
shit.
A literal ethnic group?
All right. Which is, yeah. I mean, they rule this motherfucker. That's how they gonna do it, right?
So here's what really happened. So the American government did military airstrikes to pave their way for their special operations to go in there and kidnap Maduro and his wife. Maduro was immediately flown to America, where he will be given a fake trial under false charges. This is to give the illusion of legitimacy to the illegal overthrow of a foreign country. A straight-out assassination would have looked too much like a naked power grab overthrow of a foreign government, which is exactly what this is, just with a thin disguise of a sham trial. Venezuela will now be given a fake democracy with the illusion of choice to pacify the masses, while all their
Order out of chaos. That's what they're doing, and they do it all over.
new choices for leadership will be intentionally limited to a bunch of puppets for a foreign government. The next elected leader of Venezuela is already prearranged to be Maria Machado. In 2020, she already signed a political alliance with Benjamin Netanyahu.
I bet she's connected to those little hats.
Netanyahu's Likud party. Venezuela will now be part of ZOG. Now, why is Venezuela an asset to America and Israel? Multiple reasons. Venezuela was part of the opposition alliance with Russia, China, and Iran, and it has one of the top oil reserves in the world. So now that Venezuela becomes part of ZOG, it weakens the opposition alliance and strengthens ZOG. And Maria already announced that she will privatize oil production in Venezuela. Privatizing oil production is just a disguised way to sell off Venezuela's oil production dirt cheap to Israeli-controlled businesses like Chevron and Exxon, which is controlled by Larry Fink and BlackRock. It's the illusion of...
Didn't I say, I bet you she's connected, which is the truth. This is what they do.
Free market while everything is controlled and goes to the profit of Israel. This illegal overthrow of the Venezuelan government comes after America's boss, Benjamin Netanyahu, came to America for several days to give orders. America attacked Venezuela the same night that Netanyahu left from his visit. So here's what really happened.
Yeah, and it's what it is, man. That's why it's going to be sedition among men, kingdom against kingdoms. Because we're dealing with a devil that just has never stopped. We talk about the past of what this devil's done all the time. But the devil's still creating bullshit. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. And you know they doing other stuff, man. You know what they doing, man. You know, they putting poisons over there, probably acting like they bringing aid to the people over there. Order out of chaos, man. That woman that they put over there has become a president or something like that. She's going to act like she cares. Just the same symbolism that they've been doing to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans for a long time now, man. All right? We're in Babylon. Something totally crazy, man. With that, hope the elect was edified, man. We can give our first and foremost, give our praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yoshai, Bashem Kahakudash. That belongs to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.